Let's go. I really got the feeling today that everything is going my way. Now this is what I'm talking about. Every time I see your smile, it makes me shout. Let's go! Let's go! Nothing's gonna stop us today. Get on the bus or get out the way. We're cruising with the radio on. So turn it up to 10. Here comes our favorite song. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go, people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good wherever you find yourself. Welcome to another episode of IoT Tuesday. I'm yours truly, Samuel Adrani. Yes, we started about 13 minutes late, and that's because I was welcome on the stream, man. Like Choro, big ups to you. Yeah, we need to connect. You being MIA for a very long time, so please link up. Let's do some IoT stuff. Thank you for joining the stream on LinkedIn. Well, we started 30 minutes late because something happened. So just as I was about to, go on live, I was doing my final checks, prep and stuff. I broke the MXCHIP. Yes. So for some reason it won't start. I did something to it, but we'll still try to use a simulator to achieve what we want to achieve today. So keep it crossed. That's why I like to do things live, so you can see all the hustle and bustle I go through to get these things done. I'm yours truly, Samuel Adrani. If this is your first time, this is the IoT Tuesday show. Oh, greetings from the homeland and welcome to the show, Derek Sewanu. In fact, where is my applause? Let me get, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, welcome Derek Sewanu to the show. Oh wow! Today I'm seeing a lot of ghosts appearing on the show. Welcome Dominic Donnell also joining on LinkedIn. Thank you guys. I appreciate the support. It's good to see you all here. Hopefully we get to learn something new today. Don't worry if it sounds or feels like it's going over your head. Don't worry, just prompt me. I'll try to explain and make it relatable to all of you guys. So. Like we do it, I'm going to go for the role for the show, and when we come back, we're going to be taking a look at, first of all, we're going to be unboxing a new kit I got from Seed Studio, and one I already had, and compare the two. We'll talk a bit about it, and then we will jump into today's kind of like hands-on session. Now, when we come back, I'll share more with that, so stick and stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Just stick and stay with me. Awesome. So we try to demystify IoT to the barest minimum. If this is your first time joining us, I always do this every Tuesday, 8 p.m. GMT. Try to demystify the world of Internet of Things. Simply put, IoT and AI on the show. So today we're going to be unboxing a new kit I have and compare it with an old version that I have to see what the difference is. All right. And then I'll try to answer a question that someone asked me last week concerning how to actually trigger workflows from your IoT device, and I'll give you the scenario. So what the person is trying to achieve is he has this board and he wants the ability to trigger a workflow. An example is maybe send an email when he presses a button on a device, or when the temperature of an IoT sensor goes beyond a certain threshold, right? He wants to be able to do a workflow using 3 tools. So we'll be talking about IoT Central, Logic Apps, and then connectivity. I have done IoT Central and Logic Apps. I actually did Logic Apps like years ago, so it'll be a good refresher for people who don't know what Logic Apps is. And for everybody who's joining, you can pretty much leverage Logic Apps to do your business workflow automations and stuff like that. So we're going to see how that happens. And now, don't forget that you have the opportunity to ask your question if you need some clarification or understanding of what we're doing, and I'll try as much as possible to answer that during the show. The other thing as well that I think I shared last week on the show is usually the last Tuesday of the month is usually an AMA or Ask Me Anything session. Azure only ha. Well, no. So Roland, technically, my IoT stuff is not really dedicated to Azure. It's because I use that more times. That's why it's a go-to. But I'm going to call you out, Steven, on this. So my good friend Steven Bossy, all the way in Portland, Oregon, he's worked on some starter kit, which works on AWS, right? And Roland, if you'll be joining subsequently, you realize that I'll start to do stuff also on the Quibutru IoT cloud. So it's not just limited to Azure. This is peculiar to the person's use case. The person was asking that he was using Azure IoT Central and then Azure Logic Apps. So that's why I'm going to go that part. And yeah, obviously I'm an Azure MVP, so it will be my first love. But I've done stuff also on GCP and AWS. So if you have any unique scenario, yes, GCP, yeah, Choro, yeah. So if you have any unique thing on GCP you want to see me do, it looks like my audio is blasting. Sorry guys, forgive me. I was just looking at the meter. Now, so if you have anything specific on GCP or AWS you want me to do, let me know, and I will do that on the show. So back to that, the last Tuesday of every month for all my streams, what I usually do is that I do Ask Me Anything, and I Ask Me Anything session, all right? But this time around, I have added the ability for you to suggest something we should do live on the show on the last Tuesday. So, for instance, if we get a lot of entries, right, that says, oh, we want to see you program a smart bin live, on the show, then that is what we are going to do on the last Tuesday of the month. So for the month of July, I've not received any entries yet. Just, tweet at me, mention at me, whatever you want to do. And then we will do that live on the show. If you also have any specific project, and you need some help with it, you can, hit me up just like this person did. So the backstory of today's challenge is this person had done a similar thing a couple of years ago. But then, there's been advancement in the cloud platform. So now it's not working and it's been trying to figure it out. So we'll try to, do that. If time doesn't permit us, we're going to do a part 2 next week to continue to do that. So don't worry at all. We can have this happening. So, Choro, if you have any project, all of you, if you have any specific thing you want us to look at, let's hit me up and we'll try to do it. Now, some people think IoT is way far, far away from them. Actually, it's not. I'm going to pick on, the people that have, shown their presence on the show just to speak on a few things that is relatable, to them. So, Derek, for instance, in the areas of photography or, some of the things you do, production and stuff like that. With IoT, you can actually build automated, this pan tilt dolly system using, stepper motors and linear rails, right? You can use IoT to build that. That's just a simple use case, all right? You can also infuse some kind of AI into video shots you take to do some transcription and stuff like that, right? But the key thing here is if you're integrating any physical device to the digital world, into technology, into internet, it becomes the Internet of Things, all right? So for, my man, Dominic, sensors and actuators and data coming from your marine fleet, you can actually use that, monitor that on a device and decide to say that, hey, when, the engine statistics or certain parameters of your engine goes beyond a certain threshold, you want to, send an alert or report or have something happen, right? You can actually do that. So, yeah, so technically, that's some of the advantages of doing IoT. All right. So, let's get into today's. First of all, let's get into the unboxing. I'll talk much about that, and then we'll start to look at, and please, if it's the first time you're joining the stream, do well to subscribe to the channel. All right, this way, just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so that you get notifications when I release new videos, and interact with me. Yes, Donne, that's true. So yeah, you can use sensors to do a lot of things, to forecast, to predict, send them to others, and I see, like I'm saying, the use case in your situation. I'm sure you have a lot of sensors on your, on your ships and marine stuff. So you could start, integrating some simple workflows where you say, if the engine temperature is above a certain threshold, send me an SMS or alert me to look at something. Or, I want to send that data to some stream analytics, Kafka or anything else to process it and to predict, some examples of IoT and analytics that have been used is predictive maintenance. All right. So, for instance, with the data that is collected over time, the system can actually tell you, hey, you know what? It's probably is high time or is good time to service your engines or to replace the part based on the data and the metrics that is being collected. So, yeah, that's one of the advantages of it. So let's go to the board, the bench, and then I explain a lot of things that happen. So today. Let me get this here. I think I need to get another, crazy microphone and just put it right on, let's say right on the bench so that when I'm doing these things I can show you. So today, two kits here. Let's put this on the side. Now, this Seed Studio LoraWAN Devkit, this was sent to me because my project was picked in the Seed Studio, Seed Studio in the Wild challenge. We've been challenged to build solution that meets the SDG goals, and also to help pretty much change the lives of both people, living things, in any interesting way we can. So one of my project I submitted is having to transform one of the biggest national reserves here. So you'll be hearing much about that project pretty soon. So that is one of the project that got me this kit. Now, if you're not familiar with what LoRa is, first of all, if you're not familiar with what Seed Studio is, so Seed Studio is a company that manufactures sensors, devices, all these cool stuff that make it easy for you to enter and learn IoT prototyping, and even they have services for commercial and production stuff. So if you want to mass produce your circuit boards, your PCBs and all that, they got you covered. So check them out, Seed Studio. Thank you for this. So LoRa, in short, simply means long range wide area network. Now, for a lot of times when you're deploying IoT in external areas, you could have challenges of network connectivity. All right, so which means you may have a lot of sensors in the field, and then for these sensors to report their data into a central system, exactly, yeah, you need a way for these sensors to communicate. If you have, let's say, a cloud system, you need a way for them to communicate or collect all this data and send to a specific, maybe gateway that sends the data to the cloud. Or even if you have, what we call an edge device where all the processing is handled on the edge, you need a way for these sensors to send the data in the long range. Now, there are a lot of protocols when sensors are communicating data. Wi-Fi is one, there is Zigbee, there is Z-Wave, there is, but all of them have their own limitations, especially when it comes to Wi-Fi. The interference of Wi-Fi is quite, it's a problem. Once you have a lot of Wi-Fi devices, interference sets in. That could be a positive and easy way to go with engine maintenance. Exactly, yes. Yeah. So edge computing, exactly. So you could have your own edge devices. Now, how do your sensors report their findings? All right, let's say temperature, humidity, vibration, carbon dioxide, all those things. How do they report the data from the device to the edge device or to the cloud device? Now, this happens through a communication like a channel. All right. Now, so you can use Wi-Fi, and obviously, like I'm saying, Wi-Fi becomes very crappy when there's a lot of other Wi-Fi devices and interference. So it doesn't make it, and also Wi-Fi has its own range, right? You have to get a lot of repeaters and stuff to increase the range and stuff. However, LoRa is another protocol that allows for the communication, low powered and then also long range. We've had LoRa installations that have spanned, I think, about 13 kilometers. So using a LoRa device, they can communicate up to 13 kilometers between the sensor and a gateway or an edge processing device. So it makes it very convenient if you are building systems that are going to be deployed in the field, or on ships, or on vast systems. All right, so it makes sense to use them. So this kit, like you can see, like I said, I have a couple of the old Wheels terminal here, but this kit, we're going to open it up to see what is in there, and then what we can build with it. Now this one, I had this before, and as you can see, I haven't even opened it. I've always wanted to open this, but until this came, so I'm going to see the two. This is a much older one, and this is a much newer version. So I'm going to open this up and to see this. All right. So let's start with the one that just came in. So they made it so easy to run. So just open it up. Okay. So what do we have here? Let me bring it in view. So we have a Wheels terminal. So for those I have one already. So at least it gives me a chance to run. So the Wheel terminal is a single let's see. A single process compute module that has ability to connect what we call the groove sensors here. It has a TFD, has a screen. You can actually program. It has a 4-way, kind of like a joystick here, and there are 3 buttons, and also it has a Raspberry Pi pin here. So this is more or less like going to be the brains of connecting these sensors. All right, so let's see. Yeah, we don't need this. Let me kick this thing off. So what we have here, I think this is the Lora Module. Okay, so here, awesome. So let me bring this close to you. So this is a Lora Module. You can see the antenna on the left side, that black thing, this one, this here, that's the antenna, right? That's the Lora antenna. So this allows whatever data you collect to come through this Lora device and send it to the nearby Lora gateway. All right, so there you go. And then here, okay, awesome. So here, I think this is let's see the back here. What is this? It's a camera, but I'm not sure if it's infrared. But yeah, there you go. Sorry. So this is a camera. It's a camera module. So if you look at the back here, it's also a groove camera module. So it's easy for me to connect this to the base here. All right. So let's bring this out here. The 2 modules. What else? We don't have anything here. So there's a parking kit here. Okay, so this is just manuals. We'll put this here in the meantime. This is just a card to show us the setup. So we're going to keep this here. Okay, so more sensors. What is this? So this is I squared C. Okay, so this here, if you can see well, let's see if the focus can. So this is a temperature and humidity sensor. Come on, let's see if this would focus. There you go. So there's a temperature and humidity sensor. All right, and it's a groove version. So so Dominic, you could have this, in the room somewhere, in your engine room, to probably figure out the temperature and humidity in the room. And this is what makes it interesting. All right, so I can easily do this. You see this? So if you connect it to this way, right, and then I can now connect it to this module here. See, you see this? Easy. So, and I remember when I started doing a lot of IoT stuff, I needed to use breadboard, jumper wires, do some soldering and stuff like that. But this makes it easy, so you can connect all these modules and then write your Arduino code, which is in C, right, to read all these things. So that's how, you know, they function. So yeah, let's put this here. So we have a few more here. Awesome. Yeah, and today we are not going to program anything. We're just going to unbox it and see what's in it, and then focus on, you know, the main thing, and then subsequently I'll walk you through the use of this. So this here is yeah, so this is a gas sensor, right? This is one of the gas sensors. All right. So again here, you could have this, you could have a simple IoT setup in your kitchen. It's also CO2 gas sensor. So either in your, you know, factory, engine room, house, you could build your own, you know, carbon emission sensor using this as well. Okay, so, and then this one here is a moisture sensor. So if you're building something like a smart garden, and you want to know if there's enough water in your garden to water it or not to water it, you could use this, you know, probe it into the soil or the garden. And it's just basic, you know, some of the basic physics things. And sometimes, can you use the engine room? Can be using it? Yes, exactly, yes. There are even presence sensors that can detect if there's a human presence in a room. So you can also use that to detect someone is stowing away. So if you have this in your garden or in your soil, it's just basic, you know, physics principles. If there's a lot of moisture, you know, the capacitance, you know, would be, you know, will increase or decrease depending on the moisture in it. Conductivity. The conductivity, you know, will be higher if there's a lot of water. It will be lesser if there's, you know, there's much more water. So this is it. Okay, so pretty much that's all we have in this kit, and then we have the USB Type-C for programming it. So we have that. So this seems interesting. So we have a vision, we have a camera module, a Lora module, we have a temperature humidity sensor, and then we have a CO2 sensor, and then we have the brain, which is a wheels terminal right here. All right, awesome. I think, yeah, this is cool. Wow, this gives me, I guess the moisture sensor can also be used for these ball carrier cargo hold to determine. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can use for those. You can leverage the humidity sensor as well. I have a bunch of, you know, a bunch of the other stuff here. Okay, so let me close this one. It looks like something didn't. Yeah, the JTAG cables are messing up. Yeah, stay there. Yep. Okay, thank you. So that is in it for this kit. We'll be messing around with it in a few. SenseCap Kit 100. So this is more for prototyping and like indoor stuff. But they have the outdoor version, which is the Sense range of product. I'm hoping to get my hands on one and play with it. Now let's look at the one that I had before. So I think where is that? So I'm trying to find my cutter. Where is the knife? Anyway, no problems. We'll figure it out. So I think last week I was trying to explain that LoRa can also be used in what we call like city management or smart city projects, where you have a lot of smart meters, right? And you don't want each meter to have its own GSM or LTE SIM to be costing a lot of data, right? But you can make the smart LoRa compatible, so that it will be sending the meter reading to a LoRa gateway. So they could actually tie a LoRa gateway to one of these electric poles outside, and if it can travel in a long distance, so you can have meters within the range of, let's say, even 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers, all reporting their data to this one LoRa gateway, and that will be the only gateway that has the internet to send the data to the cloud or even process it, on the cloud, right? So yeah, so this is one that I purchased, and as you can see, it's also a LoRa development kit. So it allows you to connect sensors and stuff to it, and then it's LoRa enabled. So in this case, if I set up the first kit I just unboxed and this kit, I can let them, yeah, exactly, yeah, ECG and Ghana water, exactly, yeah, Roland, yeah, that's a good use case. So I can set up these two to communicate. So this sensors on the first kit can send data to this one, and they can send data, interchangeably. So yeah, so the utility companies can use that. Okay, so let's see what's in this box. If I tell you I've had this for like a year, waiting for the right moment to unbox it, you won't believe it. And this is it. Okay, so this is much more simpler packaged. So this is an antenna, also a USB. What is this? Oh, okay, a battery pack. So I can just put the battery pack here to power this. And this is the compute. So you see this as well. So this has an Arduino form factor. So I can see the Arduino pin liner, but it has a few so I2C, UART, and then Arduino pins here. So even on this one, I can put, but the good thing with this board is that this board is LoRa ready, right? So anything, I can send the data via the LoRa communication. So here, I will just pop this here, as you can see, and that's it. The antenna is ready. And then I can also connect other sensors. So now I can set up these two systems, and they can exchange data via LoRa, and I can move them all the way. If I set it well, line of sight with not a lot of obstructions, I can get at least about 10 to 13 kilometers between these two sensors. So even another use case, think about waste management. All right, it will not be sensible that if you want to go smart bins or smart waste bins, right? It will not be sensible to have all the smart waste bins all have connection directly to the internet. All right, since most of the smart bins are all either in front of the house or in the house, within the kilometer radius, all right, all of them can communicate to a gateway to say, hey, I am full, and that's something I'll be working on in the smart bin that has AI to determine whether you are putting in the correct waste. So I'm working on one that would allow you to, if we program it to allow only plastics, it will use AI object detection to figure out if what you're come to put in is plastic before it opens the lid automatically and allows you to put it into it. And then when it's full, it will tell you it is full and will lock the bin, and you can open and put stuff into it. So yeah, these are like some very interesting use cases of Alfred, welcome. Yes. It's actually interesting. There are a lot of interesting things. IoT is not just about blinking lights on and off, and no. There are a lot of interesting use cases, because in this era where some of the major problems that people face, all right, when it comes to IoT, primarily is it's primarily not knowing exactly stuff, to build. So yeah, those are very interesting use cases. Yes, so those are the two new kits that I have unboxed that I'll be using to do the project. Yes, Alfred. Yes, indeed. It is. So think about the use cases. A lot of use cases we can apply or we can use when it comes to IoT. All right. So Roland, you're right. Vishing, right? Prince, I see you too. Prince, I see you too. So if you think about the solutions, a lot of it, and like I was saying, I'm here to cut it out. So I'll probably bring it. But if you look like down there, there's a big bin. I have a big waste bin, and that's what I'll be using. So even with this camera module, I can also use that. And because the bins are going to be, let's say, wide, I can equip all the bins with LoRa enabled sensors, and then they can report, that. And with this, imagine if we build this on a large scale. What's going to happen is that if people are supposed to put waste, all right, in the bin will not open for you to, put any kind of waste. We'll be able to separate the waste, all right? And when that happens, it's easier for us to sort and easier for us, to process the waste as well. So technically, that is, those are just the two kits that I've unboxed. I'm going to be having some fun with it, and in subsequent, episode of the show, you're going to see how that works. Now, let's go to this person's problem, and to do that, I'm going to introduce you to a new. Well, it's not a new board. So this here, this is the MXCHIP, right? The MXCHIP. Now, it is pretty much, it's a Devkit, and one thing you're going to hear a lot in the IoT, parlance or some of the slangs is Devkit. It's a developer kit. Now, you realize that the kit I just showed you has different sensors, all right? This particular one has a lot of sensors already embedded. So you don't technically need to go get extra sensors to test out any IoT scenario. This, for one, has a microphone, has an accelerometer, gyroscope, humidity and temperature, magnetometer, pressure sensor, is Wi-Fi enabled and ready to be connected to the Azure cloud. There's also another one that is AWS also ready, all right? Now, I've had this a very long time, so I wasn't surprised when I did it today and I hit it, and then, so I broke the screen, so I'm actually unable to get it, to get it to work. So we're going to try to use the simulator, and then, we'll see how that works. So this is the scenario. So as you can see, let me quickly take you back to the bench, just so I can show you this very well. So the challenge this person is having is that they've connected it to the internet, right? And connected it to Azure IoT Central. But the problem is, let me see if I can properly do this. Yeah. You can see there are two buttons, A and B. So what he wants to do is, anytime he presses A or any of the buttons, he wants this to start a process. And one of the processes he wants is the ability for it to send a message. Now, however, this particular kit, with all the sensors it has, is able to report its sensor data to the cloud. Whether you're using GCP, Azure, Kubitro, you can connect it to any other thing. And sorry, I think I should do a revisit of this. I've done this before. However, the challenge for him is he wants to trigger it on any of the button presses. But a unique scenario, like I mentioned, was that, so assuming you power this thing. So again, so Dominic, in your scenario, this one has a temperature, humidity, magnetometer, gyroscope, barometer, like pressure sensor. So you wouldn't need to have a kit that has all this. So all you need is to have some Wi-Fi connection for this, provided with some 5-volt, power. And then you can probably even stick this in your engine rooms, right? And this will start to send data to the cloud, and which you can access on your mobile phone or however you do that, right? Or you can send it to an edge device if you want to. Now, you can set up rules in the Azure IoT Center, and I'll probably put a link somewhere if you're going to watch this after the live stream, I'll put a link somewhere here for Azure IoT Central. You can create what we call rules, all right? And rules allow you to perform certain actions when those rule conditions are met. An example would be, I want this rule to fire when the temperature reported or recorded by the sensor exceeds 100 and whatever degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit, depending on which, exactly. So depending on, which of the factors you want to, right? And then you can now go into a different workflow process to do that. So in his case, he wants to be able to, even though it's a press, I want to use other scenarios. Assuming he wants to send an SMS, right? When the temperature goes above 150, all right? Even though it's reported to this. So how do we do that? And that is what I'll try to demystify. I see we have about 14 minutes to go. I'm trying to keep it an hour, but like I said, I'm going to start the process. If we're not able to finish, we'll do a part 2 of this because it's live, all right? I don't want you to miss anything. So let's get into that and see how that works. Yeah, Dominic, correct for, pressure detection, even at the bridge for, yep, exactly. So you could just get one of this or one of the LoRa compatible ones, just give it power, connect it on Wi-Fi on the board, and that's it. And you can get sensor values from it, right? So what do we do? So let me show you what's happening with this, and you probably understand why I'm saying it's messing up. So I have just connected it to my PC. Let me move to the workbench so you can see. I doubt if you're going to see these things. Initials, it's so faint. So as you can see, all the light. Okay, so you see that. So sorry. So here it's saying, I don't know if you can see the things on the LCD. It's crazy. Sorry guys. So there you go. It says current version 2 point something sensor. And then I think when I keep pressing the B, if you can see, you see something like temperature 77 point something degrees Fahrenheit and 25 degrees Celsius, and there's humidity of about something. If I press it again, it shows pressure of 2 something. Yeah. So actually, this is supposed to be illuminated. There's supposed to be a backlight, but I hit it. I hit one of my things when I was doing the pre-show prep. So I think I broke the backlight, and it's just been misbehaving. Yeah, sorry guys. Let's see. I think the light is also making it. Come on. Let me do this. Yeah. So pressure, magnetometer, accelerometer, temperature 78.42, humidity 100. All right. Yep. So this is it. So his use case is, how do I get this data? Well, not the data, because you can get it. It's not a big deal. So how do I get this response? Let's say press the button on this thing and send it, right? Prince, IoT is very interesting. I now know lots of great stuff can be developed with it. Yeah, a lot of things. I have, let me show you this. So if you've been following me on Twitter, right, you realize that mostly every morning, usually GMT, there is a quote that is tweeted on my Twitter timeline, right? It's automated. So you see, it's almost like a similar concept that this guy is trying to do, right? You see this flick button? All I do is I can actually automate it and not even touch anything, but I just want that, feel that human presence of it. When I press this button, it automatically goes to a website that picks one of the random quotes and sayings and then tweets it on my timeline. So every morning, all I have to do is just press this and then it does that. Okay, this is also IoT because you're using just this physical device to interact with the digital stuff, all right? There are lots of lights going on here, which I can use my voice and my phone. So like I'm saying, IoT is not just voice, hey, turn light on, do this. No. Like I mentioned, smart bins, animal tracking, especially for those in conservation, all right? Lots of things, a lot of interesting things. Even car hacking, all right? I'm going to have a kit that's coming. It allows you to connect, I think I have one here. Because this is not a paid sponsorship, I'll try as much as possible to hide. So this is how it looks like. So this OBD device, I use this to check my car and stuff like that. But there are ones now that have connectivity that when you connect to your OBD, you have access to all the, a lot of the sensors and CAN bus devices on your vehicle. So I'll give you another scenario. So imagine if you're managing fleet. And because this allows you to read the sensors and their values in the car, you can actually tell if the sensors are performing per the manufacturer, requirement, right? You can also read the mileage and stuff like that. So you can build an application that is able to read the mileage on your car, compare it to the manufacturer's servicing guidelines, and automatically schedule a servicing appointment with your car dealer or your service bay, right? That is also IoT. So Internet of Things, right? And good that I'm even bringing this conversation up. In the next World Cup that is going to be played in Qatar, right? They are using what we call a connected ball. Actually, yeah, it's 8:51. It's just 9 minutes. All right. I think let me just, because the conversations on the chat is more geared towards the interest of it. Let me just use the rest of the time to talk about it. And I've forgotten the guy's name. Sorry, but let's do this next week. All right. I'm going to send you directly how I did it, but then let's reconnect next week. Let me do this. Let me show you the notification live next week, because it's just 9 minutes. Now, however, the connected ball that is going to be used in the upcoming World Cup, that's also IoT. So you can say Internet of Soccer, all right, or Internet of Sports, all right. So with that, there are a lot of pressure points and sensors in the ball, so they can tell you not just where the player had impact on the ball. They can actually tell you the velocity at which the ball is moving from point A to point B. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of the Internet of Things that is going to happen in this World Cup is that now they are going to use a new technology. I think they are calling it the semi-automated offside technology. Now, oh yes, well, let's see if I can show you that before we go. Now, already there's VAR, right? Plays back to make sure it's offside or not. Now, every player in this upcoming World Cup, every player is going to, there are cameras at the stadium that is going to be monitoring every player. And if I remember, they're saying they're going to collect about, is it 36 or 30 plus data points on each player on the field. So there are 8 cameras running artificial intelligence that is correlating a player's position on the field. And because the ball is also connected, your position on the field and the position of the ball on the field can together allow them to detect if it's an offside or not, and almost immediately, let the referee know. You know what? Let's do this before we go. I know people are shouting out. Yeah, it's interesting. Let me bring this up and see if you can find a video. Semi-automated offside technology. Yes. And then let's look for the FIFA connected ball. All right, awesome. I have one here. I think I have an image here. Let's look for the videos. Let's see if we can find some videos. I think we have 6 minutes. Let's see this. Pure shot. Where is that? Yeah, I'm trying to find a video. Yeah, that actually shares. Let's see. Let's see if I can show you this. I know they had a little video of it, but let me first show you this. Okay. So let's go to my screen so you can see this. I used to wonder how device monitors on farms send update to farmers. I guess device like this. Exactly. So Alfred, that is a perfect use case of LoRa enabled devices. So for instance, temperature, humidity, soil moisture, all that data, right? Especially if you have a farm where there is no network connectivity, all right? You can, or network connectivity is slim. You can use something like LoRa, all right? LoRa devices. So no matter how big, and the good thing is that LoRa devices create what we call a mesh network. So once you have, the more devices you have, the thicker your network, and you need to you wouldn't need to deploy a lot of, gateways. So if you have, if you have the LoRa devices sending soil data, moisture data, and all that, they can send it to a data logger, right? Or a gateway somewhere, and that is the only one that has access. And very soon, with Tesla's Starlink almost coming to Ghana, which I reserve mine, happy to do that. You can have such satellites surf, in remote areas, and then just use that to be sending the data to the cloud, or you can just process them on the edge. All right. So yeah, that's a very typical use case. So ladies and gentlemen, this here is FIFA's connected ball, which they'll be using in this World Cup. All right, it's a connected ball. If you look at it closely, you can see some strings and things in it, right? Let's quickly look at what they are saying it is. So Adidas announced the official match ball, which will be used to enhance the VAR. I'm just trying to look at see if they have, yeah, so it was in collaboration with Kinox, or whatever that is. I'm trying to look at where they have, don't worry, let's see, let's go look for the other one. So yeah, it's connected ball, like I said, has a lot of sensors in it. They can get real time, but this is not even what, I thought they had a video somewhere that we could watch before we call it a night, but oh yeah, they have a video. So why did they do that? So where is the video? There you go. Anyway, don't worry. Let's not stress about that. So, okay, so let's look at the semi-automated. Like I said, the FIFA connected ball is an amazing technology. Yes, Dara. Yes, it is. I mean, when the first time I heard about it, I was like, oh, this is it. IoT of sports or soccer. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And even the offside technology alone, man. So let's see. So bear with me, guys. We have about 2 minutes, but bear with me. I will try to let's see if we can get this. Yeah. Okay. I'm not interested. Okay, yeah. So let's download this real quick. Oh, looks like they changed it. I was easily able to download this. Nah, this is not right. Let's see. You know what? Let's just go back and play it here. All right. And hopefully this time around, I think the sound will come. Let me know if you can hear the sound this time around. Let's. I really want us to, hear this. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do this again. Yeah, someone says, Samuel, what did you just do? It's like, yeah. I know. Yeah, download without installation. Let's see if it's going to run. And thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see. Where is that? The download link is not found. Hey, FIFA is trying to say that. Okay. Let's see if I can get another source. Let's go back. Okay, let me go and find another source, and then it looks like FIFA doesn't want me to. Hold on. I could have downloaded it from here, right? Okay. Hold on, let's see. Also Tuesday, I have twos. No, we don't want MP3. Let's see. Let's see this. Where is that? Web. That's huge. Give me a sec. Let's see. I'm going to try this again. Let's see. No. Oh, let's not do this. Today it looks like all my... Okay, hold on. We'll find something else. I really want you guys to see this. Videos. Let's go to videos. And hopefully... No, this is just... Yeah. This is going to take us to the same link. Let's see the Al Jazeera link or something from some other place will. Okay, so here's FIFA, something from FIFA.com. Let's see. Yeah, it's still back to FIFA. Okay, so now let me try to do this again. Unless, of course, they're cracking down on all these things, because I used to be able to do this, quite easy and simple. Let's go here. It's good to see and hear about this whole connected soccer thing. And okay. No, this will not function. Okay, I think I figured something out. You know what? I think I figured it out. Let's see. Processing. We can use subtitles. I know, right? No, you know what? Don't worry. I think I know. I'm going to enable something from my side. Okay, that would allow you to hear the audio. All right. So let me make this go forward. Maybe I'll share the link, right? I'll just I'll just share the link, and then you can go and download it. But I want to point out a few things on the technology. All right. I just want to get to the point where they are showing the technology behind it. I mean, it's crazy. No, I think we probably went by. Yeah, there you go. Yes. So what you're seeing right now, these are all data points that the cameras in the stadium are picking for each player on the field. All right. And they are actually cross-referencing this. They are cross-referencing this, all right, with the position of the ball. So if two players, they know the position of, the attacking and the defending team, and they know the position of the ball. So based on that, on the field, it's easier for them to determine, is this offside or not? That is crazy. Seriously, it is madness. It is madness. And if you keep going on this, you would see like from here, so and I chanced on something. I was like, oh, if you look up here, look at the cloud provider they're using to do this, Alibaba Cloud. So this is like the backend system where they are literally, so you see this, they are literally telling you this is the current position. So they have kind of like avatars of exactly IoT and ML, exactly Roland. So they are telling you the exact position of the player and the ball. So they can use this to easily, or in almost near real time, tell you if a player is offside or not. And this is the first time we're going to test this. And apparently this has been in the works for a while. And yeah, so they're going to test this solution. And yeah, it's crazy, guys. Trust me, it's crazy. So if you go and look up, let me actually bring this up here. Sorry, guys, let me do this. So let me drop the link. I'll leave it here for a while, or just look for semi-automated offside technology. Hold on. Let me get this for you. Let me bring this here and share this with you guys so that you can go check it out, because I feel that, hey, this is an amazing technology. So imagine it's happening in sports, all right? There's IoT, so also in health. So think about all the health, your smartwatch, the data is collecting on you, your heart rate beats and stuff like that. You can technically use that, to how do you say it? To do some other integrations or connectivity. You can say that, hey, when my heart beats, you guys are trying to change the phase of mm-hmm. Yeah, they are trying to do that. Yeah. So that's the link. It's the FIFA. So I think if you, this is here, and I also put it in the chat. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see that, hey, this is the technology. So if you go back and, check it out, you can see you watch it. I also add it in the show description so you can get that information. Yeah. So technically, that is it for today's IoT. Unfortunately, my friend, I couldn't do it live, but I'll send you my, the walkthrough, and then I'll do it live next week. Things got interesting today, and once you get excited about some of these things, you just get carried away. So if this sounds like something you want to be doing with me every Tuesday, we talk technology, we talk industrial, consumer, hobbies, IoT, and AI. Join me every Tuesday. Let's talk about this. And if you just want to talk about general technology stuff, this we are doing a series on cognitive services. We're working on speech. So join me Friday and let's talk about that. Yes. So yeah, Dominic, I was talking about heartbeat monitor. So your smartwatch, like my iWatch now, is also, you can term it it's an IoT device because it's connected to the internet through my phone's, Bluetooth and so on. So imagine it's constantly reading my heart rate and all that. Okay, so think about a scenario where you've built an integration or an IoT solution where if it's reporting that your heartbeat is below the normal range, it could just send an SMS to your emergency contact. All right, you can do that. That is IoT. All right, so imagine you have it's even connected to your medical records or your doctor. All right. So based on the data being reported by the device, your doctor or emergency contact can immediately call you and say, hey, are you okay? Because we're sensing a drop in your heart rate and stuff like that. All right. And obviously it has to be done within the confines of what we call ethical things. So it's not just, so if it means if I remove the watch, no, during certain periods. And that is going to be because you've collected data over a period of time to be able to tell or work on this. Yeah. So, yeah. So thank you all, guys. You've been an, awesome audience today. Thanks to all of you, Dominic, Roland, Alfred, Prince, all of you joining from YouTube, LinkedIn, all of you guys. I appreciate you. So let's do this again next Tuesday. But if you're interested in the AI kind of things and cognitive services, let's let's connect on Friday, same time, 8 p.m. and we'll go into that. So until then, like I always say, be safe, take care of yourselves. Let's make a world a better place through anything you're doing. I like to do that through technology. Do that with your area of expertise. Let's be the change you want to see in the world. With that said, I remain yours truly, Samuel Adrani. Catch you next week, and I am out.